After 8 years of investing in 185 startups that had raised $265 million and are worth more than $1.1 billion, I'd mistakenly presumed that I understood the rules of the startup game. I'd envisaged the existence of relationships, results and a reputation that might make me investable when I once again became a founder. For example, the startup ecosystem. For 10 years, I had accepted and inculcated these rules. But when I became a founder again in 2019, I realized that while I might look good on paper, I had dramatically underestimated the difficulty of fundraising while Black in Britain. As a founder, rejection is the norm, but the ease with which some junior analysts still learning the language of entrepreneurship discarded me after a few minutes of scanning my deck jarred me. Many didn't respond at all. The most common response was, "Too early," without any indication of what traction would warrant more than a rote response. Some partners whom I had considered friends, when I had a prominent corporate role, became less friendly. I had co-invested with them, but for whatever reason, they were more comfortable co-investing with me than they were investing in me. After the George Floyd murder forced a collective reckoning, a few reached out, interrogated me and then offered to follow up with concrete next steps. I waited. And waited. I sent chaser emails and waited some more. In one case, it has been 6 months without any response, though the fund publicly celebrates its commitment to diverse founders. Much of it has nothing to do with race. Being a founder is a brutal experience, full stop. For too many European VCs, entrepreneurial empathy is an elusive abstraction. Too many have received millions of pounds in taxpayer money from governments or investors that prioritize connections above competence. As Nicholas Collin, co-founder of the family, has explained, in Europe, venture capital weighs so little in the asset allocation strategy of the biggest institutional investors that decisions are not made based on expected returns or any rigorous methodology, but rather because the managing partner's been a good friend for 10 years, so why not trust him with those €3 million out of the billions I have to allocate? Too many VCs have never built anything themselves. 50% of European VCs have come from banking, consulting or general finance. 92% have never worked in a startup, and 96% have never worked in tech. 95% of VCs do not successfully deliver the returns required to justify their existence, and the few that do are overwhelmingly American. And yet many European VCs have positioned themselves as demigods guarding the gates of entrepreneurial access, as the sun gods around whom the high-flying entrepreneurs that actually create value, jobs and wealth should gleefully orbit. Yet if being a founder is an inglorious task, being a Black founder can seem like a death wish.